Let's discuss levels of prevention. Various levels of prevention are applied at various stages of disease progression. Our disease progresses from risk factor to outcome. So, we will discuss today's session according to following learning objectives. We will discuss levels of prevention, their types, their application. Then we will discuss modes of intervention, their types and their application. In the end, we will summarize the session. So let's start with levels of prevention. There are four levels of prevention. Primordial prevention. Primordial prevention is done to stop the development of risk factor. Then there is primary prevention to stop the development of disease. Then there is secondary prevention. We do secondary prevention to diagnose the disease. Then there is tertiary prevention. We do it to limit the complication. Primordial prevention, phase of disease is underlying condition. We have to stop underlying condition which causes the disease. And in primary prevention, phase of disease is risk factor. We have to stop the risk factor from progression. Then in secondary prevention, the phase of disease is early pathogenesis. Then in tertiary prevention, the phase of disease is late pathogenesis. And what is our target? Primordial prevention, our target is population or whole population. We can do it on whole population. In primary prevention, our target is whole population or high risk groups. We target these groups. And in secondary prevention, our target is patients. We do secondary prevention on patients. And we do tertiary prevention on patients. So all these levels of prevention are applied at various levels, at various phases of disease, and various populations are targeted. Primordial prevention, we have to stop the development of risk factor, and we applied it on whole population. If risk factor is developed, then we have to stop the progression of risk factor. We will apply it on high risk group or in whole population. When risk factor invades, it causes a disease. We have to do secondary prevention in early pathogenesis. And then we have to do tertiary prevention in late pathogenesis. And both of them are done in patients. Okay. We can say disease process starts by risk factor. It causes outcome or disease. If we stop risk factor, we can do primordial prevention. And if we stop the progression of risk factor, or we stop the interaction of agent, host, and environment, we'll do primary prevention. And in early pathogenesis, we do secondary prevention. We have to diagnose the disease and treat the disease. And in later pathogenesis, we do tertiary prevention. These levels are applied at various levels. We have to limit the outcome. We have to reduce the mortality. We have to reduce the morbidity. We have to reduce disability. So we have to stop the disease process as early as possible. Then we'll discuss them one by one. Primordial prevention. We have to stop the development of smoking, because smoking causes ischemic heart disease. It causes lung cancer. So we can stop smoking. We can stop this risk factor from development by healthy lifestyles, by counseling, by guidance, by health education. Obesity. Obesity may lead to diabetes. It may lead to hypertension. So we have to stop people from becoming obese by healthy lifestyles. This is primordial prevention. Then in primary prevention, there is agent, there is host, and there is environment. Risk factor has developed. Risk factor is present. We have to stop the interaction of this risk factor with host and environment. Like agent. Salmonella typhi causes typhoid fever. It is present. Host is present. Host high risk people. Who are at greater risk? Cooks or waiters or people who are working in hotels. They are at greater risk. Environment. Their working environment, poor sanitation, poor hygiene. We have to stop the interaction of these three. This is primary prevention. We have to stop the development of disease, although they are present. Then, in secondary prevention, there is risk agent, a risk environment and host. They are interacting, they are invading in humans. Disease process is developing. We have to stop the spread of disease. We have to stop the spread. We have to diagnose the disease. We have to treat the disease. If we diagnose early, if we treat early, process stops. There are no complications. We have to do screening for early diagnosis. Screening is done to diagnose the disease at early stages. What is screening? It is search. Search of what? Unrecognized disease. Disease is not being recognized. Or defect. This disease, unrecognized disease or defect, is searched in individuals, apparently healthy individuals. And by means of tests, which test? Rapidly applied test. Screening is done in high-risk groups or in vulnerable groups. Like you do screening for diabetes. You search the disease, diabetes, in apparently healthy by means of rapidly applied tests. You can do BSR. Like you say, you want to search diabetes in community. Unrecognized. It is still unrecognized. Like in ice bite phenomenon. Spectrum of disease in community is different from spectrum of disease in hospitals. We want to search the spectrum of disease in community. Individuals are apparently healthy, but they are high risk. They may be obese. And you want to apply some test, like you want to check BSR. So we diagnose this. And then there is tertiary prevention. We want to stop the complications. Disease process is already started. We want to stop its complication. We want to stop its spread. We do tertiary prevention. We want to limit the disability. Cause if disease process may spread to later pathogenesis, it can cause disability. So we have to do tertiary prevention in these. Now we'll discuss their modes of intervention. How primary prevention is achieved? It is achieved by certain modes of interventions. We have to intervene. We have to intervene and have to do some intervention. In primary prevention, what will we do? Health promotion. Will promote the health. And then specific protection. These are two modes of intervention in primary prevention. Then in secondary prevention, early diagnosis. We have to diagnose the disease at earlier stages, but we have to treat. Diagnosis without treatment is not useful. Now, in tertiary prevention, we have to do disability limitation. We have to stop the process of disability. And rehabilitation. We have to bring that person to a normal life. These are various modes of intervention. Now, let's discuss them one by one. What is health promotion? It is done in primary prevention. How? By lifestyle modification. By lifestyle modification. We have to modify the lifestyle. We have to change the lifestyle. by nutrition, by healthy diet. We have to provide balanced diet to our community by hygiene. We have to spread good hygienic measures. All of this is achieved by health education. We have to educate the community. What is health education? Education regarding health, lifestyle modification. A person who is not doing any physical activity, we have to promote physical activity. We have to guide him towards physical activity. Nutrition is very important. We have to discuss, we have to deal, we have to guide our people regarding balanced diet. What is balanced diet? Which diet is necessary? Like in hypertension, a person can't take salt. We have to restrict the salt. And good hygiene. Hygiene is essential to prevent communicable diseases like coronavirus, measles, pneumonia, mumps, typhoid. We can stop all these by health promotion measures. Now discuss specific protection. A specific disease is prevented in a specific person. We can achieve this by immunization. We can provide vaccination. Immunization is done like immunization against coronavirus. This is specific protection of coronavirus. Or measles. We can prevent measles by vaccination. Another thing is chemoprophylaxis. We can do chemoprophylaxis against TB by providing rifampin or isoniazid. We can do chemoprophylaxis against worm infestations. So this is specific protection. Health promotion was lifestyle modification, dietary modification, and hygiene. And then we move towards specific protection. We provided immunization. We provided chemoprophylaxis. So we are stopping the disease. We are stopping the development of disease. It's developed. Now, we have to do early diagnosis and prompt treatment. Early diagnosis by screening. Like, we can give example of TB. We can diagnose TB by screening. X-rays performed. We can diagnose TB by sputum microscopy. Sputum microscopy is done for diagnosis of tuberculosis. And we can do tuberculin test in children for diagnosis of tuberculosis. So we have diagnosed the disease early as possible. Then we have to provide the treatment. Why prompt treatment is essential? To stop communicability. Certain diseases like tuberculosis, they are communicable. Once treatment is provided, we have stopped their communicability. TB doesn't become communicable after start of treatment. And to stop or to limit complications. We can stop the complication of tuberculosis. This provide treatment in time. Regular treatment, prompt treatment is essential for control of burden of disease, for control of disease from spread, or we can say that we can limit the spread if we provide treatment in time. So early diagnosis and prompt treatment are interlinked, interconnected. Now we move towards disability limitation. We want to limit the disability. A disease has progressed to later pathogenesis. So there are chances of development of disability. A person may become disabled, like disease causing impairment, loss of function. There may be loss of function. Impairment causing disability. A person may not be able to perform his activities, and it may lead to handicap. A person may become dependent on others. They are interlinked. There is loss of function, like foot is lost. This is impairment. A person can't walk. This is disability. He becomes dependent on others. This is handicap. We have to stop this. We have to limit this. And we can achieve this by rehabilitation. There is medical rehabilitation. There is social rehabilitation. There is psychological rehabilitation. And there is vocational rehabilitation. What is medical rehabilitation? We can provide physiotherapy. In case of tuberculosis. What is social rehabilitation? A person may not become socially active. In case of tuberculosis or in case of cancer, a person is bedridden for so many years or so many months. There is no interaction between him, his neighbors, his family. We have to do social rehabilitation. Then psychological rehabilitation, a person may become psychologically ill. Mental health is important, so we can provide counseling or psychotherapy. We have to counsel the patient. Then vocational rehabilitation, like a person was gunman or guard before limb loss. We have done below knee amputation. He has become disabled. He can't do this job again. So we have to change his job and we have to apply principle of ergonomics. What is ergonomics? Fitting the job to the worker. Now he may do some other work. So all these measures are essential. Medical, social, psychological, and vocational rehabilitation. A question may be asked, what are various types of rehabilitation? These are medical, social, psychological, and vocational rehabilitation. So till then we have discussed various levels of prevention, their modes of intervention. Now we will summarize them. There are 4 levels of prevention: primordial, primary, secondary, and tertiary. They are applied at various levels of disease process. Primordial prevention is applied to stop the underlying cause, to stop the underlying condition, like to stop the smoking. Primary prevention is applied to stop the invasion of risk factors. Secondary prevention is applied for early diagnosis and treatment in early pathogenesis. Tertiary prevention is applied in late pathogenesis. All of them are applied in a population. Primordial and primary prevention are limited to population. Whole population are high risk groups. Secondary and tertiary prevention is applied on patients. There are various modes of intervention, like health promotion and specific protection is applied in primary prevention. Early diagnosis and prompt treatment is applied on secondary prevention. Disability limitation and rehabilitation is applied on tertiary prevention. Let's apply this in a disease like tuberculosis. In tuberculosis, what is primary prevention? We have to apply 2 modes of intervention, like health promotion and specific protection on TB. What is health promotion in TB? Lifestyle modification, good sanitation, good housing. What is specific protection of TB? Vaccination. BCG vaccine is given in tuberculosis for prevention. In Pakistan, it is given at birth. Right shoulder, everyone has a scar mark. And we can do chemoprophylaxis by giving rifampin or isoniazid. What is health promotion? Lifestyle modification. And in specific protection, we have to give BCG or chemoprophylaxis. And in tertiary, secondary prevention, in secondary prevention, we have to diagnose TB. How we can diagnose tuberculosis? Early diagnosis. Early diagnosis by chest X-ray, put a microscopy, tuberculin test in children. Now we have to provide prompt treatment to stop the communicability. We can give isoniazid, rifampicin, pyrazinamide, ethambutol, streptomycin. Treatment of tuberculosis is provided for 6 months, 2 months of intensive care, and 4 months of continuation. This is prompt treatment. There is also a question: TB spreads by fomites? Your answer should be no. TB doesn't spread by fomites. Now we'll apply tertiary prevention in tuberculosis. How will we apply tertiary prevention in tuberculosis? By disability limitation. We have to limit the disability. We have to stop the disability, and by rehabilitation. There can be a chest deformity in tuberculosis. We can do physiotherapy. We can do medical, social, vocational, psychological rehabilitation in tuberculosis. How medical? A person may lose a limb, or we can say in tuberculosis and extrapulmonary tuberculosis, a person may develop knee pain. So we can do physiotherapy. This is medical rehabilitation. Social rehabilitation by interaction. Psychological rehabilitation. A person remains ill for 9 months. He's getting the treatment for 9 months. We have to do counseling. And then vocational rehabilitation. Job is very important. We have to give that person a job. So the three levels of prevention, primary, secondary, or tertiary, can be applied on tuberculosis. Health promotion, lifestyle modifications, good hygiene, good sanitation, good nutrition, specific protection, BCG vaccination, chemoprophylaxis, then secondary level of prevention, early diagnosis. We can diagnose tuberculosis by screening, by chest x-ray, or by sputum microscopy, or by tuberculin test. Then we have to provide treatment. There are two phases of treatment, intensive phase and continuation phase. We can give four medicine, isoniazid, rifampin, pyrazinamide, thiambutal during intensive phase. Then during continuation phase, we can give isoniazid and rifampin for 4 months. This was treatment of tuberculosis. Then in tertiary prevention, we can limit the disability. We can do rehabilitation. This was all about today. Thank you.